Hey there, in this video I've just put together a very quick and easy to build diorama base. It's just made like a simple frame and a little bit of this siding on here, and it's stained, lacquered and glued on. It looks a lot neater and more professional than it actually is, but I don't mind because it works. So I hope you get something out of this, and I hope you enjoy the video. To create this base, I'm using just some pine panel moulding. It's all I could get my hands on really, but it suits the purpose for what I wanted. It's nice and wide at the bottom and just sort of tapering as it goes up, and it'll sit nicely along the base of the diorama. I marked my wood out to the length that I want. This is not the actual piece that I used on the base itself. This is an example because I had to make it first, because I've never done it before and I didn't want to completely stuff it up on camera and waste all the wood. So here's a scrap offcut that you can see me pretending to make the base frame for it. And I just cut all my 45-degree angles and give them a wee bit of a sand. I'm doing this pretty roughly for the camera. It's just another example as well. I took a little more time with this, but this is really basic stuff. As long as you get those angles correct, then it's a piece of cake. I used this water-based glue because I use this glue on everything. It is incredible stuff. They don't call it Weld Bond for nothing, and that is not a plug for Weld Bond. It's just an amazing glue. And I just put my points together. I sound like a professional framer. One go at it and I know everything. And I just put some masking tape over it to hold it nice and firmly overnight while the Weld Bond did its thing. This is just me placing the frame down to make sure it fit and it looks right. And these pieces of plywood I cut out. Really basic. I just cut them to the height that I wanted them to travel up the diorama. Just sort of, frame it, but not completely cover it right to the edge. I just pinned them down so I could have a little look at it for a while and make sure I knew what I was doing was right. And it looks quite good. I got a bit excited when I realised it was going to look really nice. Something that actually came to fruition from my head into a reality, so it was pretty good. And I just use a Dremel tool to cut this plywood because it's tough going. I'm sure there are a lot of sophisticated tools to do this project. It would have been a lot faster than me, but I used what I had and it was excellently good enough. This mahogany stain is the one that I chose for this. I just pierced a couple of holes in this lid so I could just bleed it out into the rag. I suppose you should wear gloves for this. I ended up putting half a glove on later. I'm just testing it out to see how the colour came out first on this test piece as well. It came out looking quite purple first off, but after a second stain it was really beautiful. Just a dark red-brown. Once I spotted it on this, I realised how nice it's really going to look. It just came out beautiful on the plywood. It really pulled the grain out of the plywood, which was quite surprising as well. I wasn't expecting it to come out quite so, I'm going to say wood looking, but I thought it would be flatter looking than that and not as grainy. Oh God. Lucky this isn't some sort of lecture. It'd be a disaster. But I'm making this up as I go, and I've never done it before, so it turned out really good for someone who had no idea what they're doing, because clearly I sound like I had no idea what I was doing because I didn't. I lacquered it twice after staining it twice. This is a water-based lacquer. It's good stuff. I know a lot of people probably would sand between lacquering and that sort of thing, but that is not my style. I'm slap it together and she'll be right. And back to the weld bond. I put quite a good amount of this on. I did not want it to come off, even though I doubt that it would. I just wanted it to really kind of suction on, because I had no clamps or anything to hold it down, only a few little pins. You can see in this shot I've also added quite a nice layer of soil that I'd glued down before I put this siding on, because I just wanted everything to be nice and tidy and have that look of earth going down the diorama to meet the actual framework. I think it looks tidier than paint, and it looks more realistic because it's actually earth, so it worked nicely. And just pinning them down, making sure they do not move around for the next 24 hours. It's got a beautiful finish for how quickly and easily I did it. It really looks beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Just that sheen on it. And I'm just going to tidy up leftover glue because I don't want any bits of glue drying and having a little bit of shine that'll catch your eye. I want it as tidy as possible. Being very neat makes up for mistakes that I make, I find. It's just some sort of compensation that seems to work because of my poor technique with just about everything. And tidying up some more, just, yeah, no point in going halfway with it, might as well do it best you can. It's so easy, you'd have spare time for this kind of thing anyway. And that's it all done. And here it is out in the sun, you can see it quite a bit better. It's really made things beautifully neat. It was really worth doing, and I want to do it a lot more often. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope to see you next time.